Hello and welcome to the 11th game Engine Devlog. Today I will be talking about changes that I've made to my engine since finishing the Cube demo. But just to quickly remind you, in the last video I have started developing a game with my engine, and during the early stages of the development I have encountered a few difficulties. So now I want to cover how I have fixed some of them. The first difficulty was strictly connected to how Vulkan identifies hardware and software present on your machine. In most graphic APIs like OpenGL or DirectX, the API automatically chooses which graphic card will be responsible for rendering your application. However, in Vulkan this decision is left for the developer. And furthermore, choosing the right device is only one of many hardware or software specific choices left, well, for the developer. And don't get me wrong, the freedom of choice is exactly why I decided to go with Vulkan for this project. But it would be awesome if you could just create your configuration in one place and forget about it. Unfortunately, it's much more complicated than that, and many Vulkan functions require you to supply them with tons of information, even if you just want to do a simple thing. And of course, I don't want to spend hours shoveling around hundreds of variables. But on the other hand, I still want to be able to maintain high flexibility of my application. So what's the solution here? Well, I decided that the best way to solve this problem is by using contexts. Contexts are like guides, they know where everything is, but you need a different guide for each city. Likewise, when you need to know which physical device or GPU is best for you right now, you want to ask the physical device context about it. Now, context alone won't solve all of our problems, because we still need a way to easily access them. And here we can use dictionaries. Dictionaries are a neat data structure, which in our example we store context name and its implementation. That way we will be able to store all necessary data in one variable and still have the incredible flexibility that Vulkan offers. Of course, in practice not everything goes so smoothly, and even though accessing data is quick and easy, creating new context is a bit harder. This isn't a big problem though, as I don't plan to use many contexts anyway, but it is something that I might want to consider improving in the future. Another thing that in my opinion needed a bit more of my attention was the engine class. The engine class is responsible for distributing the engine workload between CPU threads, or as what normal people say, it keeps everything running without stressing out the CPU too much. For now, the class was optimized for CPUs that have between 4 and 8 logical cores. However, having in mind the recent refreshes from both Intel and AMD, I decided to refresh the engine class. There's always just one engine per application, and therefore the singleton design pattern was a perfect fit. In short, it guarantees that there is always one object of engine class, and as an added benefit it makes accessing the object very straightforward. With that said, I don't have any heavy enough tests to really stress test my application, so I'm not going to implement a custom engine class for high-end systems for now. But it is nice to know that the infrastructure is there if I happen to need it. So to summarize, these few weeks were rather focused on maintenance rather than adding new features. But surely the new context utility will help me develop new things quicker, so I don't think that this time was wasted. With that said, this is all that I have to say in this devlog. If you want, you can check out my new game devlogs, and please consider subscribing. I wish you a great week and hope to see you soon.